based off what we saw yesterday with NA, a 5-game sweep doesn't seem all too implausible at this point.
I'd believe it. I'd be like, wait, what? Whatever.
Yeah, that's just the way it is between these two teams now. PSG and Mousesports, they seem pretty split up there on the desk, and I think for fair reason. Mouse obviously has been getting a lot of people's hearts, but there's been a lot of mistakes that have just been overshadowed by their speed.
They're split because Gibbs picked PSG for no reason. And to be honest, I'm thinking his only reason was just so that because if they all picked Mouse, somehow the whole desk would be wrong again and PSG would win the series.
That's fair.
Because he sits here and he's like, I don't think Farah's been shooting well. Nobody on PSG has been shooting well. Let's go through the numbers. Farah, he's 8 for 38. Let's look at Fruity. He's 9 for 45. Let's look at Chaussette. He's 5 for 34. Nobody is shooting well on PSG. If you're looking at Mousesports, they at least have 2 people who are putting the ball towards the back of the net. You got Skyline and you got Tigray. Skyline sitting here at 11 for 53. Not the best, but at least it's double-digit numbers in goals. Tigray, 12 for 41. A little bit better. Still not awesome. You have some semblance of offense from Mousesports. And if you're PSG and you're sitting here, they gave so many chances to Complexity last week. If you give those same chances to Mousesports, 2 of those guys are going to find the back of the net.
Now, my counterpoint, though, is that PSG's now, like the other teams, had a lot of chances to warm up and get better. Do you think maybe they could see what they're looking for in this series?
Well, who are you talking about?
PSG.
Well, I don't know what they are looking for. They better be looking to not play defense.
Well, I guess we'll find out. PSG versus Mousesports. And there is Chaussette.
Good, they're not playing
finding
defense.
What they wanted to find.
Exactly right. Fair with a nice challenge. Tigray doesn't quite get there. Skyline's a little bit late. And Fruity, this is just great push from PSG over onto the orange side of the net. They're saying, look, we've got a chance. It's not the cleanest clear from Mousesports. Let's send everything and see if we can break it.
And to break it indeed is what they did. PSG now up by 1 goal, 20 seconds in. Mousesports will have to look to answer. Skyline and Alex moving upfield. Brute force offense. Skyline at mid, all 3 involved there. That should be a goal. There it is. It's that brute force that leaves holes open on defense.
Or it's Tigray sitting here on the wall far longer, doing absolutely nothing, and then saying, oh, I need to rotate back, and then he's late. But PSG did win the challenge out of the midfield. Definitely a breakdown in rotation there for Mousesports.
2 goals up now for PSG. Gibbs the only happy one at the desk.
That's good. I'm just saying his prediction for PSG made no sense. He's like, I'm picking PSG because I can. And I'm like, that's fine.
Now he looks like a genius. Well, it's not over yet. According to them, we also have 5 games to go through. A 5-game sweep. Almost a chance there for Chaussette. Will be stopped by Alex now moving up the field solo with Skyline. Over top of Chaussette, Alex puts the ball. Tigray with a follow-up to nobody really, though. They're just kind of hitting the ball towards the net, and PSG is just hitting it back.
Well, Skyline really needed to be a little bit more aggressive coming out on offense. That one's off the back wall and saved from Alex on the second chance. Here's a good counterattack for Mouse, and Chaussette on it immediately. Loved the challenge.
PSG not done yet, though. Skyline on the goal line. We have Alex out to carry this upfield. Loses control, but at least he gets it away from Chaussette. Now, PSG on the attack. Fruity to put that one towards the net. Farah can't clean it up. Chaussette will come in instead. Alex, the last defender, will need to get this touch here because Fruity's coming in for the shot. And that gets sent to midfield. Skyline to the far side. Alex needed to get a nose on that. He doesn't, and there's a lost chance for Mousesports.
Oh, Farah had a chance there. Skyline was having to dodge a demo from PSG. And the net's wide open again. Miles, what are you doing?
I mean, there's not much more I can say besides what are you doing? All 3 of them moving up towards that ball.
Alex and Tigray over on the right-hand side of the screen, just neither of them saw each other, and they were like, well, someone has to close distance on this ball. And they decided to both do it.
Now PSG sitting up 3-0. with still 2.5 minutes left in game number 1.
And it's kind of the same story that we saw from Mousesports last week versus Complexity, giving a lot of free chances over to the opposition. And that one gets a little bit of help from the post and kicks into the center. Farah makes it 4-0.
And Gibbs is just sitting there like, I'm a genius, guys.
Yo, that's fine.
I knew it.
He can sit there and say, I picked PSG to win, but he can't feel good about it.
PSG up by 4 goals now. Still with 2.5 minutes left.
Yeah.
And Mousesports having some issues on the field.
Honestly, all it is for Mousesports in this game 1 has been, does someone have this challenge or not? It's literally just talking to each other. Nice demo from Farah. Gonna kill that attack from Mouse.
Alex to the corner for Skyline. Tigray with the follow-up. He's boosted up. He can come off the wall and hopefully set something up for his teammates. Fruity accidentally puts that towards the net. And that'll be Farah to clear it away. And yet again, Farah to clear it to the other end of the field. Both defenders missing. Fruity pops it over the third. And a bump out of the way. Chance there for Farah. The Mousesports in disarray as PSG dominates.
Triple commit. Tigray sitting here in the middle of the box and says, oh, Skyline missed it as well. Someone's got to touch the ball on Mouse. Ugly defense, which is so surprising. Because I said it back in week number 1. Mousesports was built as this counter-attacking team when they had Mummy Snow. They were comfortable sitting on defense, or at least weathering a bit of the storm. And they looked that way in weeks 1 and a little bit of 2, but in 3 and 4, it has been the complete opposite end of the spectrum. No coordination, poor rotations on defense, double commits everywhere.
There's a shot, though. Finally, Skyline breaking the curse, putting one down, bringing it to 5-1 here. I'm not sure if there was a bump involved there as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Tigray. Shazette bullied out.
Yeah, Tigray got that high touch from that back wall. It came away from the defense in the net, so they had to sit there because they're facing sideways to try and give themselves as much chance to save anywhere in the net as possible.
All right, comeback time.
It all starts
1 minute
now.
left. Farah up quick for that touch from Fruity. Doesn't really do much with it. Fruity will take it to the corner, though. A late challenge there. Coming up from Tigray. And that'll be a ball back into the hands of PSG. Smart play from Tigray to leave it. He can take possession again, but he doesn't do anything with it. Tigray late to that challenge again as well. Alex putting off the backboards. Farah gonna send it right back. Skyline beating Fruity will keep the attack away, but no one is on defense right now. They're trying to transition to offense for Mouse. They finally do get down there. But no scoring opportunities come out.
Well, it's been an ugly 4 minutes if you're Mouse. It's been an okay 1 minute. You said, all right, we've stopped getting in each other's way. We've at least pushed PSG back into the midfield. Okay, that was a good noise. I think that was apt for what just happened.
It was an ugly challenge there, almost resulting in a 6th goal for PSG, but it didn't matter anyways. Mousesports was not coming back from that one. 5-1 for PSG over Mousesports. Something's gonna have to change here, Chiefs.
And it's just communication. Do you have this challenge? I don't know. Do you? Figure it out. Because we can't sit here and be like, clearly they'll figure it out, but...
Let's figure it out.
But it's like they just have to communicate on defense. There were too many double commits. They left way too many open nets for PSG. And while Complexity struggled to hit them last week, PSG is thankful that they get a chance to raise all of their shooting percentages in Game 1.
I feel like that's what we've seen from Mousesports the whole time, and why there's been a question mark on them. I mean, even playing against Dignitas before, I mean, a lot of the times they were making a lot of double commits, opening up a lot of holes in their defense. It's just Dignitas wasn't punishing them, hence them able to bring it to like a 6-minute overtime at one point. I
actually felt like Mouse played a pretty good series versus Dignitas. I think that was more saying Dignitas is not playing well, and Mouse is saying you're making a few mistakes, we're going to make it tough on you. I don't think Mouse was playing poorly in that series.
I'm not saying poorly, it's just those holes I think have always been kind of evident. And as time goes on, you're going to see them have a day where they're not playing as well, and they'll be even more evident. And
this is now 2 days in a row. It's like last Sunday was not pretty for Mouse. It gave up a ton of chances to Complexity, and Complexity struggled to hit the back of the net. But the fact is the chances were there. You come back this week, And if you haven't sat in there, looked at the tape, be like, what was our biggest problem? Well, we gave them a ton of free chances. Why did that happen? Because we're not talking. Okay, let's still not talk. Why? You got to fix it.
You're focused. Unfortunately, focus isn't going to win you games, though.
It should. Ideally.
Well, you need communication with the focus. There's more pieces to the puzzle.
There are more pieces
than just focusing. And right now, they're going to need some more pieces. There's a couple missing right now.
Yes.
For Mousesports. PSG, though, on the other hand, is looking pretty solid. The thing is, if they get challenged, are they going to be able to hold this up? If Mouse can fix their mistakes, will it be enough to overtake PSG, or are they just looking at a bit of a level above what Mouse can achieve?
Will it be enough to overtake PSG? I think that last minute is probably your most telling hopeful approach for game number 2 if you're Mouse. You say, good, we stopped getting each other's way. We at least got it back into a neutral ground, and that needs to be the starting line for game number 2 if you're Mouse. Will it be enough? Who knows? PSG has played okay defense this season. Mouse has had okay offense this season. It's just who performs better. And right now, Mouse is looking poor in terms of defensive. That's all we know. We don't know what the Mouse offense looks like yet.
In case you're confused of what we're talking about because you just joined in, we'll show you a bit of a recap. PSG just dominated a 5-1, almost a 6 goal at the end there. Just absolutely solid. I mean, they didn't have to get creative. They were given the chances, and they took them. Maybe they'll be forced to be a bit more creative coming into game number 2, but that's up to Mousesports right now to make those challenges happen.
Exactly. Mousesports just... It was poor clears, poor challenges, cutting each other off, and I preach all the time, you have to be able to convert the half chances, and PSG got a couple of half chances and a couple of, like, ×4 chances. So if you're PSG, you're thinking, yeah, that was an easy game number 1, but you can't count on that happening again in the rest of the series.
Now, looking at rookies right now, obviously Fruity being one of them, how are you seeing him fare compared to some of the rest of the rookies right now? Is he doing what you expected out of him?
Fruity,
or does he need to kind of step it up a bit more?
I feel Fruity has been performing better than I had initially anticipated, because again, he comes from an old Copenhagen Flames roster before they picked up a rival series team. He has never played at this RLCS level, and I think despite having kind of out of nowhere all this massive pressure forced on him, he's kind of slotted himself in to this PSG lineup as admirably as you could hope. He hasn't lit up the scoreboard or been a huge missing piece of the puzzle for them, but he's been playing decent, and that's what I think I was pleasantly surprised by, because I wasn't sure how Fruity was going to handle any of that, and he's done an admirable job dealing with it.
Game number 1 has gone to PSG eSports. Mousesports looking to make some changes in the second one to make sure they don't end up at match point quickly. And I'm not sure it's changed yet. Fruity throwing in the first goal for PSG. Mousesports, no one home.
Yeah, Alex just not aware that that corner boost wasn't there as he was rotating back.
Yeah.
Snap ball came off for a second, he would have noticed, but just thought it was up, went to go get it, wasn't there.
Now, is that his fault, or is that also a communication thing between the team?
I think that's a little bit more on Alex's fault there. You can look and see if the boost is there before you go and get it.
I just like blaming teammates, so I wanted to know. But a great save from Farah, double tap there. Coming out from Mousesports.
That was a sick save by Farah. I just wanted to say that.
Okay. Glad you said it. Drop down in front of that. No one there but Fruity, maybe making a mistake there. He's going to give another chance.
Pass it back.
For Mouse to take a shot. There it was. A missed clear from PSG and Mousesports with the capitalization.
Now, I was saying pass this one back because he had Tigre on the left-hand side of the net just waiting. Tigre's on the back wall, or Farah's on the back wall, excuse me, and Tigre could have 100% nailed that one. A little bit risky from Alex going for the shot there because they had a chance to save it, but doesn't matter. Got it in the back of the net. They've equalized. All right, Mouse, you've done it. You've got yourself on equal footing. Do you keep it there?
Minute and a half passed. We're all tied up. Mousesports looking for another attack. Instead of a pass, Skyline goes for a shot off the backboard, or a pass off the backboard.
Double commit from PSG cost him a chance here to break out. We might see Mouse get a bit of an extended stay.
There, over top of Farah. Alex takes the ball. Not a lot of power to it, but gets a demo as well.
What a touch.
Takes it away.
What? Alex,
oh my
you
God. Skyline getting the goal for that, but Alex setting up everything. That second touch was beautiful.
Yes. Yes, it was.
The Chiefs will be okay.
That was sick.
But our minds have been blown.
It's because it was such a great adjustment. He said, I'm going to get the demo. And it pushed him back. And he said, oh, I can get another touch here. Let's just flip into the ball. And he jukes Farah out. And, oh, mama, that was pretty.
We'll see if Mouse can keep that one up. That's highlight reel for sure for them. And I'm sure they're feeling good after that one. But now PSG on the attack. A double commit there for PSG. A chance for Tigray to send that towards the net. He does another double. Alex is not going to beat Fruity. And now PSG with the turnaround. Fruity up to get that over Skyline, but Skyline will get the touch. Shazette to the side to make sure that Mousesports can't get a touch on it, but it eventually does end up in their hands. Mousesports starting to get a lot of these 50-50s quicker than PSG. Ground pinch control to Alex. He'll back off. Communication there as Tigray moves in.
But you're seeing Mouse in general control those two boosts in the midfield, and those are what allow but a huge demo from Farah. I was about to say those midfield boosts.
What? I think it was a bit of a fake shot there. I think as Alex crosses there, Skyline gets the goal, but the defender thinking that Alex crossing was going to get a touch. Fruity did not know what was going on.
Absolutely. Fruity just crossed up right there. I was like, how did he not even like try? But as soon as he saw Alex come out of the side, he started making an adjustment to get there. And you have to pick eventually, and that time he guessed wrong.
Mousesports looking a bit better than they did in the first game.
Well, the fun part is it's that second goal that was set up by Alex. Goals like that really get a team fired up, and you say, oh, that was pretty. And you just say, let's go. Almost
a chance there for PSG as they set up a play. No one was home, but they couldn't finish it off. And they'll still sit behind by 2 goals. Tigray sends that one deep. Fruity up to greet it, down to Farah. Farah will try to tip that one over Alex, but he'll miss it. Shazette with the follow-up at Skyline. On the rotate back, is able to make the save.
And it's an awesome game number 2 from Mouse, boxing PSG into their own half. Very short stays on offense for PSG. A lot of control over those 2 midfield boosts. And it's just long clears so that PSG only has time to reset.
Farah couldn't get any kind of touch there. And now a shot at net. Shazette forced up to make a save. Tigray with the pressure. Drops straight down. We'll see. Skyline was in, but it goes to the side instead. Fruity was getting in his way. Drop down. Team touches. Buys them a little bit of time, but they don't get possession. PSG stuck on the back heel right now, not knowing what to do as Mousesports is everywhere. All over them. Finally, PSG make it down to the orange side. How long is that going to last is the question.
Not long enough is the answer.
Mousesports quickly get them out. Farah trying for a sneaky shot from the corner. One last attempt. It doesn't work out. Even at this point, this game is going to go into the hands of Mousesports as they dominate. A couple incredible goals for them.
You put a star next to that second one from Mouse. That's play of the day material right there.
The one from Alex.
Oh, man.
Incredible. Jukes out the first, demos the second, and gets a final 3rd touch over the last defender.
You're having a good day after that. You're like, you don't even care if you win the series. You're like, yeah, I'm awesome.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I can, I'm going back to bed.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good. And the reason I alluded to it is because it's goals like that that fire up a team.
Absolutely.
And you really want to see Mousesports take that same energy that they feel immediately after that goal goes in and take that into game number 3. Again, force PSG back on their own half. Take an aggressive approach off the kickoff. Say, we're going to not let up on the pedal. And you better figure out an answer.
Well, right after that, they're like, let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Right after. And now PSG is going to have to answer the changes that Mouse just made. Mouse was so much pressure. They were getting to the ball way before PSG was, and they were sometimes just touching it for the sake of touching it. But the rest of Mousesports knew that that was going to happen and were easily there to follow up quickly after. And PSG just couldn't find any way to break out of their own end. What can you do to stop that? Is it just slow the ball down in your own end?
They actually did have a couple opportunities. You didn't see it because the second player in Mouse's rotation was doing a good job closing a lot of that distance. Because there were a few times where PSG did steal away that midfield boost. They sent one player out and say, look, go make sure they don't have that one so we have a chance. That didn't work all the time. Mousesports still kept up great pressure, again, because of good supporting challenges. And again, they had a couple of times where they tried to demo that guy in the rotation for Mouse, blocking those clears. And why are you laughing?
The motor mouth. It gets you every time.
you just took me out of my train of thought.
You're being so serious. And just good goal early. Off of the blah, blah, blah. Fantastic. So good. Good start for PSG, though. I'm sorry. That gets me every time.
No, that's good. It was a nasty read there for Skyline to read that off that top corner. And Tigre rotating out of the corner, trying to get the boost. Just a well-placed ball from Chasset. You threw me for a loop there, Lee. You really did.
You're trying to be serious, and that's all you hear. 10 seconds in now, PSG is up by a goal. A quick one by Chazet. Mousesports on the attack, though. Tigre late to the 50 by Farah there, and Farah will get that one to the other end. Fruity trying to follow it up. They can't convert that into any kind of scoring chances, and now Mousesports on the attack.
A lot of space to work with in the midfield for PSG, though. Big gaps in Mouse. They're not able to keep that pressure as close as they were in game number 2, and this is a good start for PSG, not what Mouse was after, to say the least.
The turnaround there by PSG. Drop down to the net, a backboard pass, and Fruity with the finish. Just a great, solid play.
And they both get caught going forward at the same time, so they both have to go back to the net. Tigre staring, says, please don't do it to me. And Fruity just looked down and said, no.
Only a minute past now, PSG up by 2 goals. Kind of reminiscent of the first game we saw.
And if you're Mouse, you got to find an answer right about now, or at least stop the bleeding. Can't afford to let game 3 get out of hand the same way game 1 did.
Chazet quickly up, knowing the flick was coming. Team pinch from Mousesports sends that to midfield. Skyline will have to clean it up as Alex flies past it. Now 50 in favor of PSG. Fruity tries to send that one towards the net.
Nice play from Tigre, keeping that ball close, forcing a challenge. More importantly, he beat the man, counterattack.
A heads-up play from Tigre as well as he beats out an attacker on defense to get that out to Skyline, and they'll finish one off.
Like I said, it all starts with beating that first man on defense out of the midfield. Tigre kept it close in that corner and resulted in a nice, strong counterattack back the other way, and Skyline, a bullet to the right side. They're back within 1.
Maybe back within 2 soon, but they didn't have pressure. Farah, I think with no boost, will just try to get that as far down the field as he possibly can. Chazet sends it deep. Tigre will clean it up. Both teams just sending the ball back and forth at this point. No one with any kind of real plays.
Here's Mouse.
Oh, pass down from Tigre. Almost a chance there. They're looking for each other. Good bump. Stops Farah from getting a clear. Chazet is forced into the play instead.
And the reason it's such a good bump is because, like you said, it stops that clear and allows Mouse to reset on on defense and get set for this coming push from PSG. And they shut it down almost immediately, and they're back in control.
Chip up. We'll see if we can get a 50. Alex loses midfield. Or Tigre, sorry, loses midfield. Alex is back at net. Skyline and Alex working together to keep that out of the net. PSG on the attack. It dies out quickly, though. Fair rushing back. Fruity will steal that one up to the Mousesports side.
And Mouse, every time, such a great job keeping these first touches close to their cars, giving follow-up chances to them.
Getting the ball so fast right now. PSG thinks they can break out, and all of a sudden, there's an orange car just in front of them. As PSG gets stuck in their own end.
Oh, Skyline. Poor read, though. Opening for PSG.
Drop down. That'll be nothing for PSG. Tigray can clear that one hard. Tigray, oh, it's going to take advantage of that mistouch there from Shazette as he puts it straight down into the hands of Mousesports.
Tigray wants that one back. Second chance.
There in front of the net. Two members going for that. From PSG.
He got demoed. I was like, where's Alex? And I found out he got demoed, and he respawns and makes a big stop.
But quickly, Mousesports turning this around so fast. PSG's been on offense for a very, very minimal amount of time. But they are still leading by a goal, so they don't really need another goal. But there's going to be one. Off the crossbar, Farah is going to put in a third, extending their lead by 2 goals.
A nice touch from Fruity away from the defensive Mouse, straight off the side. Says the only one who can get it is my teammate. They're going to have to try and challenge it, but Farah, I believe that's what we call a boomer.
Just a banger.
That's a boomer.
PSG with 39 seconds left, looking to set themselves at match point. That'll be a 4th goal. That's the Mousesports we don't want to see.
That is the Mousesports. Yeah, the big double commit there out of the back line from Tigray. You got to realize that, A, you're beat to that ball. B, your teammate might go for that ball, so you might as well just wait.
Yeah. It's almost heartbreaking to see Mousesports do so well, but then falter yet again.
Well, the big problem came in the first 30 seconds or so when they gave up, actually the first minute. They gave up 2 goals in the first minute. That really set the tone a little bit. They got a great one back at that 3.5-minute mark, but as the time continued to tick, they had to take a few more risks, and PSG was able to capitalize on those chances.
And now with 10 seconds left, that's going to be over for game at number 3. PSG eSports is going to take it from Mouse. Mouse coming off a great last game, but faltering near the end of this one. PSG, actually the same scoreline that we saw in game number 1.
Yes, it is. And there's not much there's really not anything to say about the last 30 seconds or so of this match. It's really just been
true.
Mouse trying to get something going. PSG saying, look, you don't have anything. You tried. You had a couple of chances, but honestly, the one point I was making before this game even started, Chaussette, you're nuts.
Another one.
You're nuts. This was a great touch. Just because I want to see
those stats.
For fantasy, anyone who picked up Chaussette, you're elated. That's a hat trick.
That was a great goal.
Plus an assist this game, so he's getting some good points out of this game 3.
Didn't mean much, though, because they were going to win it anyways. PSG eSports putting themselves at match point. And now Mousesports looking to have to answer. If it's following a pattern or a trend, Mousesports should take the next one.
And Fruity with 4 assists as well. The man's on fire in that game as well. So, what I was saying, before game 3 even got underway, before you completely destroyed my thought train with Motor Mouth, even though that's not your fault.
It's not my fault.
Even though it's not your fault. It was just that PSG had a couple of different things that I thought they were doing well to give themselves openings down on the other side.
Yeah.
One, Mousesports, they would occasionally, like I said, go away and steal that boost out of the midfield, say, look, they can't have that one, they have to use the other one, or they have to rotate all the way back and leave a hole in the rotation so they can't challenge out of the midfield. 2, they would occasionally send a guy to demo somebody in that rotation for Mousesports, and that would open a hole in it. So, it's a little bit risky from PSG, but it paid off well, and it got them going here in this game number 3. Game number 3 started with a couple of mistakes from Mousesports, and they got off to an early lead, but as it went on, PSG kept that strategy, said, look, let's just go grab one of those midfield boosts, take it away, make them rotate further back, and give us a little bit of space, and PSG was able to use that space to at least reset themselves.
I'm just more confused now as Mousesports. How do you play so well, know that you're playing well, and then
lose
drop the next game?
PSG plays well, man. You got to tip your cap.
They do, but
you got to tip your cap every now and again. And I'm sitting here putting Gibbs on blast because, again, he picked PSG for no reason. He could have rationalized it any number of ways, but PSG is playing well.
I don't know why. I'm just doing it.
That's what it was. I'm so glad I'm on the death segment next and be like, look.
Just rip them apart. You can do it now, and he can't reply back. Game number 4, PSG.
No, but that's not fair.
Yeah, nah, it doesn't matter. Versus Mousesports. Mousesports looking to answer. They looked great in game number 2, but fell apart yet again in game number 3. They're on attack, so maybe they've said, all right, guys, let's do it again.
This is a good start for Mousesports. I like them being on offense, and a nice high shot, and what a save.
Just stopped out on the goal line there. For almost a second shot. Great chances right now for Mousesports. This is a fantastic start for them. They just need to finally finish one. We'll see if maybe they commit too hard and we'll find a counterattack from PSG, but no, they're playing smart. They back off to mid. See if they can start it again. Alex with pressure in. Tigre backing off. Farah's gonna have a chance. He just off the post. No finish for PSG. There was that counterattack that Mousesports has to be very careful of.
And those are those chances that Carpet was talking about. It's the standard we hold you to in the RLCS. You got to be able to convert those chances. It's a tough one, but it must be done.
Good pass down to Shazet from Fruity. No finish though. Another post finally. Farah with the third.
And this is a huge bump. Yes, this is a great pass. Shawset's a little bit disappointed. Fruity knows it's not done. He can still throw somebody away out of the net and say, here you go, Farah. Have a nice, easy chance. And while Fruity will be denied an assist, we know he mattered in that play.
At the end of the day, all that matters is that your team scored, and PSG has done just that. Sitting at match point, they're also up by 1 goal against Mousesports. And almost another one on the goal line. Farah couldn't finish it. We've seen PSG with so many chances on that goal line. Only one converted so far.
Should be 2-0. A lot of crossbar going on for PSG right now.
Almost 3-0 at this point. With Farah's other chance. Mousesports holding off on defense.
And if you're Mouse, you know you're getting away with murder right now, and you need to break out of your own half and equalize.
Shazet to Farah. Farah has a lot of net to shoot at, but he doesn't catch any of it. And they'll end up in their own end as a result. Now Mouse on the attack. 2.5 minutes approaching.
So last time Tigre had a lot of space.
Yeah.
Used it pretty well. Unfortunately, not so much that time. Tigre has been struggling all series long. A couple of weird positioning errors. Not striking the ball as well as we're used to seeing. But he's doing okay to start off here in game number 4. It's just, can he get the offense going? Again, he's that guy that I look to on Mouse to really bring his team on the offensive and lead that push.
PSG going for an attack, but it'll get intercepted by Tigre. Chance for Skyline to set something up. He'll lose that quick. Fruity with a quick attack. Chance for a shot there. He doesn't get enough power, and Alex is going to be able to stop that one. Mousesports finding themselves on the back heel for quite a while now. No scoring chances for PSG, but Mousesports can't get anything of their own as a result.
Oh, double commit. Nice touch from Shazet. Kept his wits about him, knew he wasn't under pressure, and just made a clean touch into the corner.
And now we'll move it down the other end of the field. A missed boost grab. Tigre can grab it, but Farah has possession and gets that one down to Fruity, who takes a shot, but it was stopped out. Another chance.
Oh, he saved it.
Save there by Fruity.
Fruity opens the door and then slammed it right shut.
I control the pace of this game, he says.
Nice demo. Here's the chance Mouse have needed to get out, but Fruity again right on top of it.
Final minute of gameplay is now here. PSG on the attack. All they have to do, though, is hold off onto this 1-goal lead, and they will take this series.
Nice challenge from Tigre.
Mouse looking to answer now. Alex with a chance, but between Shazet and Farah, he couldn't find an opening. The ball will end up back down on the Mousesports end. A drop straight down to Fruity. Challenge, though, by Mousesports, and they can move it the other way. Off the wall, Tigre, the last back, has to be careful how he plays this. Just puts it to the corner. 23 seconds left. Pass on a Skyline, but Farah might have a chance. Shazet with the pressure keeps them in their end.
Last push
There's
here,
a
Mouse.
chance there. Skyline gets stopped out by Fruity. PSG holding off to this 1-goal. Last chance right now from Mousesports to keep themselves alive in this best-of-3. And that might have been their chances. Snuffed out. It was. PSG going to walk away with a 3-1 win now over Mousesports.